I would think, because if you look at the scope of the U.S., the diverse educational opportunities that are within all of the universities and colleges within our country, I also think location. A lot of international students have certain specific regions that they would like to attend, whether it's the South, whether it's the Northeast, whether it's the West Coast. So I do think that we have a wide range of locations that international students prefer. Whatever country you are in Europe, wherever else in the world, I mean, you need to start at a place where you get the people that have the tools and the ability to say, let's ask you some basic questions, and they'll discern where is the best place for you to start looking. So I would think that EducationUSA is the first stop. I also think you can do the internet, websites. We've all developed, cultivated our website so that you can get additional information, but that would be my first stop. There's one myth that I think that I work at a public university, and I think that a lot of us have heard about the Ivy Leagues in terms of certainly Princeton and Harvard and all the rest. And an Ivy League education is superb and wonderful, and if you can afford it and if you can get into those particular admission areas, great. But there's some wonderful educational outcomes from public universities that sometimes I think the myth is private is better than public. And I do think that both are very good. And I do think that we are really, I would say we can give you a private education at a very affordable cost with outstanding outcomes. You know, again, I think an EducationUSA counselor can help that, or maybe someone's secondary school counselor, but, you know, programmatically, people choose a place because you have the major or majors that I'm interested in. The reputation of that particular program of study, you know, everyone has different inside interests, accreditations, size. Do you want a really large university, over 15,000, or do you want a small, intimate one, which would be about probably 2,000 or less? Do you want to be in an urban area in terms of a city? Do you want to be in a more rural or suburban? So these are some natural ways. Do you like snow? Would you rather get a sunburn? I mean, there are some silly things. And I also think international select institutions based on family, relatives, or friends who live close by or in a travel distance where they can get to somebody within 2 hours. In terms of testing, we're really looking for the TOEFL. We're looking for a score of 76 usually in terms of the undergraduate level, 81 at the graduate level. We will take the IB, higher level, in terms of looking at that as well. So we do require to make sure that you have English competency because of the rigor that's within our classroom. We do have an English bridge program, so if you fall below that and yet you still have interest in our institution, we could make a recommendation to come into our bridge program for a semester, sometimes even for a year, where we will build up on your English proficiency and then we'll mainstream you into the classroom. But those are the standardized test scores that we're looking for. Well, we're really looking at that secondary school transcript if you're a freshman applicant. If you are a transfer, looking at that school that you attended, that college or university. We want to make sure that your grades are above average, basically. So average to above average to excellent. And every country has a different grading system, so it's difficult for me to tell you specifically that. But the top factor is to make sure you have the academic foundation for the rigor of our institution. The second factor is English proficiency. We really want to make sure that you have the competencies there. And the third factor is that we want to make sure you have the financial background to pay for your education. We do offer merit scholarships for high-ability international students. We do have some need-based grants based on, again, the family circumstances and the countries that some individuals come from. So we do have, and we also offer some housing subsidies. So we do try to ratchet down the cost of our attendance. When we issue, obviously, the I-20, the costs are there, the family monies are there. So situated is that the family knows what they're getting into with our costs prior to any commitment. You I again have to go back to Education USA because I think in every country you will find someone that can help talk you through. Every country has a different circumstance in terms of their immigration. So my best advice is obviously, number one, stay calm, be ready, look well, don't get nervous because I know you're only a teenager usually in terms of going through that, but talk to a USA Education USA advisor because they will walk you through the steps for that particular country. We will send information through the U.S. mail so that the parent can certainly read this. We will send information electronically to the student. The student does not always share that information with the parent, but the parent can also go to our link. So at plattsburgh.edu, go under International, and there's a link that will advise parents what to bring to the States so that their son or daughter will be most comfortable for that particular semester of study. New Student International Orientation is just a lot of fun. Basically, we have over 400 international students total, so we feel that that's a critical mass. Total, that's, returning students. We enroll about 90 new students in our fall, August month in terms of that. The students come a week before school begins. And we also have a parent orientation program, so it happens at the same time that the students are going through orientation, and you'll meet other international students who are new. You'll meet returning international students. You'll be advised about academic courses. There's an immigration session. You'll learn about the food service. We actually will pick up international students at the airport. We'll transport them to the university if they're not coming with a parent. There's a shuttle that brings them to various, like Walmart and different stores where they may want to buy bedding and whatnot. So we do have a full opportunity orientation week for students and their parents. That's very important to us. We do think that there's two directions after you graduate. We want you to go into the world of work, or we want you to go into graduate school. So we do need to prep you as you go through. We have over 60 different majors, over 40 different minors, so it varies dependent upon what you're studying. But ultimately we have a career development office that will sit down with students and help them create the best resume possible for them to understand how to conduct a job search in terms of their area or how to conduct graduate school search. So ultimately, that's really, we feel it's important to avail ourselves to students, whether they're international or U.S. citizens, that they know the pathway after they graduate, which is a great achievement. 1/3 of our international students do OTP. OPT, yes, OPT, sorry. 1/3 do graduate school, and then 1/3 go back to their home country. So ultimately, that seems to be the direction that our international graduates are leaning toward at this point.